English, English, English. Wherever we go, we hear this word, English. So many people, they require English. Even software engineer requires English. Even a government job aspirant requires English. So where is it available? English is basically a language. It is a tool for communication. We require it for just expressing our views and thoughts. So why? Why we use this language? Because so many people, the highest number of people use this English language in the world. After colonization by the British control government, English is spread all over the world. So English has the demand. It is highly communicatable language in the world. So that is why all the multinational companies require the engineers, software engineers who can communicate in English. This is what the major issue, the software companies. So what about other government aspirants? So government job aspirants also require English, because in every competitive exam, 20% of marks are in English for English knowledge. They are checking English knowledge. Even if a person wants to operate a computer, he should have some English knowledge. Even a boy who wants to operate a cell phone or mobile, he needs a little English knowledge. So everywhere English is essential. In fact, it is inevitable in the present society. So why should we fear to speak English? Don't worry about the knowledge of English. Don't worry that you can't speak English. Don't worry that you have no knowledge in English. You have English knowledge. You have plenty of English knowledge in you, but you are not able to construct those words which are known to you into a sentence. Keep it in mind. Speaking English is not an art. It is a language. A human being, as a human being, it is our minimum duty to express our thoughts and views. So it is basically a language. It should be uttered by a human mouth. Don't worry that English is a biggest thing that we can't communicate in English. The fear only dominates you when you are unable to speak English. Don't worry. Don't fear. You have lot of knowledge in English. Try to just imagine. You see, there are so many things in engine. All parts of engine, any engine, are in English words. In a mobile, every part is English word. In a camera, every part is English word. From lens or desktop, in computer we say desktop. What is that? Keyboard, mouse. So these are all English words only. Why should we fear about English? That we are not knowing anything? Don't worry about that. You don't know anything. There is no person who doesn't know English at all. All people know to the extent they can talk to each and everyone. So I am telling you that fear dominates you. Your fear only dominates you. That is why you are not able to speak English. You are studying up to intermediate or degree. So how many words you have studied when you studied in your intermediate and degree, 10th class? So many words you have studied. But in fact, fear dominates you. Fear obstructs your thoughts. Don't allow fear obstruct your thoughts. You allow your free thoughts. You speak English in a free way. Fear is a defense mechanism. It should protect us from something dangerous things. The dangerous things, it should protect us. But why are you not able to speak English? Speaking English is not a great dangerous thing. It cannot harm anybody. Keep it in mind that Fear. The person who is afraid of speaking English cannot utter even a sentence, single sentence. So first you have to eliminate fear from your mind. This is the important thing for an English speaker aspirant. If you want to speak English, you should not have fear in your mind. Express freely as if you speak Telugu. If you are a Telugite, whatever the language may be your mother tongue, but if you want to learn English, how? The best method of acquiring English knowledge is nothing but to speak English with the person who knows English well. This is the main thing. This is the best method. You know one thing? A man who wants to learn the language, the targeted language, if he wants to speak, if he wants to learn a language, it is better that he should stay in that area where the targeted language is spoken. This is very much important. If you want to learn English, you have to go to America or England. Can you go there? No. But you can have so many people, your friends, your relatives, your uncles, aunts, who know English better than you. You go straightly to them and try to share your views in English. They share something they know to you. You share something to them. So sharing occurs. When sharing occurs, you can understand so many things. You can digest the things which are spoken in English. So don't worry that you have no resources if you want to learn English. Where there is a way, where there is a will, there is a way. If you have the thing you want, if you have desire, the constant desire to learn English, there are so many ways you can acquire English. If you learn English, you may fail to reproduce it. But if you acquire English, you cannot fail, because automatically it comes out of the brain into your mouth, and from mouth you can speak English fluently. So try to acquire knowledge rather than learn something. This is the important point. If you speak to your friends, if you speak to your relatives, if you speak to your colleagues, this is the best method that you can speak English. It is certain, it is correct, it is universal truth. If you speak English, you can acquire English, you can learn English. Unless you speak English, you can't learn it. Try to speak to them, try to share your ideas in English, try to share your views, try to share your attitudinal things. There are so many things that you can speak English with your friends. There are so many things, plenty of things. You can just tell about the incident. You can narrate a story. You can narrate a incident, what happened in your life. You can narrate a story. You can narrate your feelings. You can narrate a picture, a cinema. You can narrate a cinema story in English. There are so many things that you can share with your friends in English. If you try to speak English, you can understand it. Otherwise, you can't try to speak it. You know, try for something leads to success. Unless you try, you can't succeed. Unless you try, you cannot step ahead even a single foot. You can't do it. Try your best and leave the rest. Automatically you will succeed. Don't remember one thing. A foot for the success is enough. You can reach it. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Don't worry about the failure. Go straight and speak English. Failures make you better than the past. You fail, no problem. Don't worry. Nobody will harm you. You fail. Don't worry about that. Failures are stepping stones for success. Remember, you construct some words. They may be failed grammatically, but the satisfaction that you are speaking English will double your strength, double your concentration. So don't worry about the failure. Don't worry about the fear. Don't worry about your previous knowledge over English. You have a little bit English. Use it. Are you able to use the language what you have already acquired? This is what the basic question you have to think in yourself. You have to ask yourself. The basic question is, are you able to use the words which are already acquired? This is the question you have to ask yourself. Why do you fear? So, this is what makes you speak better than the past. If you want to speak English, don't worry about the previous knowledge, don't worry about the fear, don't worry about the failure. And also, try to gather vocabulary. How? Regularly you can read newspaper, regularly you can read some book or some old books or some papers or some scriptures. You can read so many things which are available in English. You can read chocolate wrappers, you can read anything, any material which gives you English. You get knowledge over English. If you want to get, you can read each and everything which is printed in English. To try to understand English, try to digest English. Because it is your passion. Make it your passion. Make it your target. Make it your goal. Then you can achieve it. Otherwise, English is not an easy thing. It is easy when you are interested. It is very, very difficult when you are lack of interest towards English. You have to love English. You have to be passionate towards English. So, if you want to achieve it, any tuition center, any coaching center you go, no, you may be failed. Because when there is no proper interest from inside, any tuition center cannot change you. It is not at all possible. If you are interested, if you are very, very interested, if you want just like a passion, you can speak English better than anyone in this world. I am telling you, if you want to learn English, try to speak to the persons who understand English, persons who already have previous knowledge over English. You go to your relatives and speak English, go to your friends and speak English. You communicate in. This is very, very super, fantastic. You will become a fluent, fantastic, wonderful speaker. I am ascertain you. I assure you that you can become a fluent English speaker. What about grammar? Can't you understand that I come? Can't you understand if I say I come, you go, I say, you listen? Simple words, simple constructions. With simple constructions also you can communicate. Try to communicate yourself with simple constructions which have simple words. After simple construction, it lead to complex constructions. So, simple to complex, easy to difficult. Use easy words, then you can go to difficult words. Use easy peasy sentences, then you can go to difficult sentences. This is what biggest secret that you want to passionate speaking English. So, this is not an acid test. This is not a way of carrying 100 kilograms weighing sack of rice. It is not a difficult task. It's not a Herculean task. It's an easy job. To utter a word is an easy job. If I say go, can't you understand? It's an easy job. You can speak English. Don't worry about the fear or failure. That is the main thing. You have your own knowledge. You have your own education. You have your own English teachers. You have your own relatives. You have your own friends. You have so many people around you, surround you. You can get them. You can make them speak English with you. You can share your views. They can share your views. Sharing views will be a great communication, and automatically you can become a good speaker in English. Otherwise, nobody can make you speak English. So what is the needed? So take a simple stories and read them. Read them with questions. How many sons the king had? Such type of questions. Who lives in a nearby a forest? Who living in the city? How many sons we have? Where did the sons go? Such type of questions should arise in your mind while you are reading the story. This is called communicative reading. You have to communicate with that paragraphs in the story. You have to read between the lines. When you read between the lines, you can get the features of the story, you can get the theme of the story, you can get the moral of the story. When you read anything with a proper interest, you will understand it. But when one or two words to read, if you fail, then what about the remaining paragraphs? This is not good. If you want to read the entire paragraph, if you want to read the entire story, continuously speak. So I hope that you will be good speakers in English. I hope you will follow whatever the suggestions I have made here in my YouTube channel. Please follow and please subscribe my channel. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your cooperation.